Hey, everybody. We're back. Say hello when you come into the broadcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me make sure that my comments is working. Y'all say hello to me. Well, hello, Lynn. Life Conyers Kimsey, how you doing? She says, hey, ma'am. How you doing? Good to see ya. Well, hello there, Nikki. She says, hey, Queen. Boom. Back to you, Queen. Well, hello, Isa Bay. She says, hello. Are y'all ready for this tax game? I'm going to help y'all get ready for the upcoming tax season. What's going on? Hello, hello. All right. Come on in to the broadcast and say hello to me. That's right. We are back. Tax Talk Tuesday. Okay, let me make sure I got all my notes. I got a whole bunch of notes, y'all. All right. What's going on, everybody? She says, let's go. That's right, Isa Bay. She says, let's go. How is everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday? It's windy out here. If you're in Omaha, it's like a windstorm out there. I don't know what's going on. But let me go ahead and make sure the broadcast is coming through. I'm pretty sure it is because I see you guys' comments. And we're going to get started. Make sure you have pen and paper handy so that you can take notes on tonight. I won't be before you long, but I'm going to drop some information as we gear up for the upcoming tax season. All right, let me just find the broadcast. I think I just found it. All right. Okay. Let me just make sure that's down. I'm going to bring in Instagram as well because it looks like my comments is coming through great on Facebook. But let me go ahead and get Instagram in the room so that they can get some of this good information too on Tax Talk Tuesday. All right, give me 1 second, everybody. Let's see, we're live. All right, let me get them in here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Y'all make sure y'all share the broadcast. I need all my bosses in on this live stream. Let me go ahead and launch Instagram. And we are live on Instagram. What's going on, IG? My IG family. Make sure y'all can see me okay. All right. Welcome. Let me say some more hellos before we get started. Well, hello, Miss Jessica Hamilton. She's rolling in Facebook Live. She says, hello, Queen. Well, how you doing? Thanks for sliding in tonight. She said, lashes popping. I'm trying to wear these mugs every day. I just love them. Blink. Good to see you, Queen. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me make sure we're coming through okay. You guys can hear me okay. Welcome. My name is Martine Corte, owner of Advanced Tax Solutions. I have to remember what brand I'm representing tonight. Because for those of you that follow me, that check for the Queen, y'all know I run several different brands and I come Facebook Live with one of those brands. So tonight it's Advanced Tax all night long, okay? Not all night long, but y'all know what I mean, right? Because I'm going to come out here. Those that will follow me last year during the tax season from January to April, I bring the show back. I bring the show Tax Talk Tuesday to make sure that y'all are ready for the tax season as individual filers and as small business owners. Y'all small business owners, y'all been giving me a run for my money. I ain't gonna lie. I've been helping y'all all year long because we're a 24-hour, not 24-hour. Well, actually we are because you can drop off your taxes 24/7 because we have a drop box, but we are open year round. We're open year round, so we do taxes all years long. It slows down after April 15th, but there's stragglers, people that are late filing their taxes or whatever, and so we're out here helping them. And so we've been working all year long. It just slows down, but I appreciate you guys coming in. My name is Martine Corte. I'm an entrepreneur. I own several different brands, Advanced Tax being one of them. I'm a 21-year tax professional out here in these streets helping my community. And I do taxes for all 50 states, just to let y'all know, FYI. Also, I own a drug testing center. I'm also a boutique owner with my husband. We also do our Back to Our Roots tour, Ghana, West Africa, through our other brand, SM Tours. I'm also a best-selling author and a 11-year landlord. I appreciate you guys. I work with small business owners, so I'm a business coach as well. So, I do a lot. I work with small business owners, authors, artists, entrepreneurs out there, community leaders, nonprofit leaders, network marketers to help them reach more clients in their business with this. This is a live streaming. You guys can follow me on Thursday nights for Side Hustle Night School, so that you can catch all of that goodness of growing your business, launching a new business if that's the case, because I try to help you guys do that as well. But on Tuesday nights, we're bringing it back during tax season. So I help all those individuals make more money in their business with this. This is a live streaming, what we're doing right here, right now to get to the bag. So Tuesday nights is Tax Talk Tuesday, Tax Talk Tuesday. I was going to talk about, I have 15 tax write-offs that small business owners miss every year, but I'm only going to go through 8 of them. You guys can follow me in stories. I drop a lot of gems in there as it relates to taxes since we're getting started with the tax season. I know most of you. Hi, Carol. She says, Carol Jean-Pierre says, hi, lovely Martine. Well, hi, back to you, boss. Appreciate you sliding in for Tax Talk Tuesday. So getting you guys all geared up for tax season. I know most of you, majority of you won't be able to file taxes until you get your W-2s, and that's standard. It's normal every year. You got to wait. She says, hi. You got to wait till those employers get it out in the mail, right? So normally you probably won't see your W-2s till the end of January or even February, beginning of February. And make sure y'all wait for all the W-2s because it's been a crazy year with COVID and everything, people losing their jobs or their hours being cut. You've had to go get like a second job, a third job, whatever. You maybe start one and you end it and start another one. So my advice is make sure that you don't rush to get your taxes done. Make sure that you wait for each and every W-2. Don't miss that, because if you miss filing one of those W-2s on your taxes, guess what? Who knows what happens? Hey, Instagram, you have to file an amended return because IRS already knows how much you've made, because those employers have to send a copy of your W-2s to the IRS. So IRS already knows what you make. So it's up to you to be the responsible person or business to file your taxes correctly with all the income that you make. All right. You don't want the IRS coming after you. So tonight, I just wanted to cover 8 business tax write-offs that business owners miss every year. But before I do that, I want to mention a couple of things, so housekeeping things that I just kind of want to mention before we get started. I've had a couple of clients come in last week and this week wanting assistance. They would call me first, wanting assistance with their W-4s. Okay. Do you guys know what a W-4 is? Not your W-2s, W-4s. 4. Okay, so just some of you may have forgotten, because if you work for the same employer for a long time, you won't even remember. You may not remember this form, but it's the form that you fill out at the beginning of working a new job. It's one of the onboarding paperwork that you have to fill out along with the I-9. The W-4 is to tell the employer your withholding status, like how much money you want them to take out as far as taxes, state taxes. So I've had a couple people contact me wanting help with that. Okay, with COVID and everything, employers are not doing a lot of the paperwork. We do I-9s here as well. So we've got a lot of clients coming in for I-9s. Again, this is the onboarding paperwork when you get a new job. Employers are not, they're outsourcing that to me and other people. So if you need assistance with the W-4 and you're local to me, Omaha, Nebraska, you can contact us and let us know what's going on, and we can schedule a time where you can come in and get help. A lot of people may not know how to fill that out because there's questions on that W-4 form that help determine how much money to take out of your taxes. For example, if you are married and you have a working spouse, you can claim yourself and the spouse. Remember, the bigger the number, the less taxes that they take out. If you are maybe single, but you have two jobs instead of one. Isa Bay says, good to know. All right, great. So that form, when you read that carefully, if you have children, it's going to ask about that too. So that form is important because one of the clients that came in, one of the clients was actually my tax client from last year, and they're starting a new job and they wanted help with filling out this form. They didn't really know for certain if it was completed correctly. So I basically went through the form with her. Okay. So she needed to know if she could write her, account for her children. I said, yes. Well, she had a new baby. I said, yes, you want to. And this is another good point to make. If you have had a new child, if you had a baby, you got a new member to the family, you want to go and update your W-4 with your employer. Okay. If you've had a new life situation, and you've had a new member added to the family, that's going to help you because they're going to take out less taxes. So you want to update that when things happen, and you can change the W-4 anytime throughout the year. It's not a one time for that year thing. Okay. If situations happen, you want to make sure it's updated correctly. If children live, college children move out the house, you no longer claiming them, right? They grown and on their own. You can update that and take them out, because remember, if you can no longer claim them and you're not having enough taxes taken out, that could come back to bite you in the butt. You might have a higher tax liability because you no longer have them on your taxes. You're no longer claiming them. So you want to make sure the correct amount is taken out. Enough amount is taken out of your check so you don't run into a problem later. So that is the W-4 that I wanted to cover. All right. Did that answer your question? Carol says college child. Did that answer your question? Let me know. As it relates to a W-4, if they move out, you have to update your W-4 form with your employer. I don't care how long you've been working for that employer, you can update them. All right. Housekeeping number 2. If you're, you guys probably heard this before if you follow me enough. If you are starting a new business, I'm going to do a whole nother live stream under my coaching brand about starting a business. I beg of you, if you can start a business, this is the best time to start a business. Remember, this tax code, this United States tax code, was not written for just individual people. It was written for business owners. So don't get mad at IRS. Y'all should know that, right? It was written for, why? It was written for business owners. Why? Who could tell me why was it written for the business owners? Because y'all hate when the federal government and the state take out taxes, but it was really written for business owner, bosses. Why was that? Because you could write off almost every single thing. Almost every single thing. Okay? As an individual, non-business person, You cannot write off hardly anything, right? If you're an educator, yeah, you can get educator's expense. If you're a teacher, there's maybe you can write off uniforms if you work for a company that requires you to wear uniforms and you have to get them clean and they don't reimburse you for all that. Yeah, those little things. If you're in the union, that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. But as a business owner, and I'm going to go through the 8 deductions that small business owners miss every year. These are the kind of things I'm talking about that you can write off. So you could really have an opportunity to reduce your tax liability a lot. So remember that. Start a business. I don't care what it is. I've said this before over and over and over. Start a business, and you better start it now because things is going to get even more crazier. Okay? So if you think you're hurting right now, just wait. This year's crazy. Hey, Keisha, she's rolling in here. Tax Talk Tuesday. How you doing, sis? Love you. Hey, Deborah Dogma. There's another boss rolling in. She says, "Hi, Queen Martine Corte. Well, how you doing? Thanks for sliding in." Okay, so also one more thing before I end and get into the 8 deductions that small business owners miss. If you need a business audit, I have a program that will walk you through to make sure that you have set up everything that you need to run your business properly, from the registration of your business to making sure you're tracking your expenses, your income correctly, and several other things I can't remember off the top of my head. But if that is you, we can go through that. And it's not too late. Usually this is done at the end, so you can get, at the end of the year, like, towards, I would say, the last 3 months, you need to really have had this done. But I'm giving people a chance, the opportunity to get set up properly, even in January. So if that's you, if you're interested, I'm going to drop the link in the comments after the broadcast. Okay, so that y'all can see that, and you can just click on the link and read about everything that's going to happen with you as it relates to that business audit. But you really should be having someone make sure that everything is set up properly. Okay. All right. Isa Bay says, "Do you know of any new funding opportunities?" I have actually some, there is a couple that I just ran across that I'm going to go over. I'll probably do it next week on Tax Talk Tuesday, so I can have a list and be ready. I wasn't prepared for that tonight, but check out Alice is one of them. Just Google Alice funding, business funding, or something like that. That's one that I can remember right now. But I'll get you more next time. Okay. All right. So the services that we offer here at Advanced Tax Solutions, we do LLC and EIN registrations. So if you need to have your business registered, just give us a call. Okay. We also are notary and signing agents over here as well. So if you ever need a notary, I've got people coming in every day almost calling about notaries. Remember, because of COVID, banks are no longer doing notaries. They may have clients in there that are doing a new loan or refinance, or they might be doing a HELOC, or they might be doing a VA loan or whatever, and they cannot notarize the documents because those documents have to be notarized. You have to, sit through and walk the client through all the paperwork and where they need to sign and all that good stuff. So they are outsourcing it to notaries like myself. And at that point, we're no longer a notary, we're a signing agent because that's a higher level of notarization. So we do that service. If you find yourself needing a notary, just give us a call. All right. Okay. Let me just get into what we're going to talk about tonight. For those that are just coming into the broadcast, welcome. My name is Martine Corte, owner of Advanced Tax Solutions, 21-year tax professional, specializing in small business tax returns. All right, number 1, vehicle business write-off. Did you know you can write off your vehicle if you used your personal vehicle for business, or if the vehicle is in your business name? You can write off your vehicle. Now, how many of you did not know that? Because anytime somebody comes through here, as a small business owner, I make sure that they get that vehicle depreciation, they get that deduction for their mileage. All right, so that's one thing. Nikki says me, Nikki Taylor says me. Say me in the comments if you already knew about that. You're not missing at Nair one deduction. If you don't get any deduction, get this one, because I know a lot of y'all drive to meet your clients, to drop off product, to go buy supplies, whatever, what it depends on your industry that you're in. But more times than another, you're using your personal vehicle and you're driving going to the grocery store, and then it turns into a business trip. Oh yeah, I got to get some envelopes for the office, or I got to get some packaging or whatever. I got to drop something off in the mail related to the business. Write off your vehicle. Make sure you're telling your tax preparer to get the business vehicle in your tax return. And make sure you're tracking your mileage, because they're going to ask you, well, how many business miles did you drive? Carol John Pierre says, good to know this part. That's right. These are 8 deductions that small business owners miss every single year. You got to track your mileage. If you want the mileage deduction, you got to tell IRS, well, how many business miles? So are you tracking? Here's a good way to track it. ISABay says mileage, maintenance, lease payments. Yes. Now, here's the thing with that, though. I'm glad you mentioned that, Isa. You can claim one of 2 deductions when it comes to your vehicle. You can claim standard mile deduction or actual expenses. Now, what Isa just mentioned, maintenance and lease payments and all that, not the lease payments, the interest. And that was one of the 8 tax deductions that I'm going to talk about that small business owners miss every year. But like tires and gasoline and maintenance, just, whatever goes on with your car, those are actual expenses. You can claim actual expenses. If you're really keeping up on your expenses, you're meticulous about your record keeping, you're keeping your receipts and so forth, yes, you will need to provide that information to your tax preparer. If you are the kind of person that does not keep meticulous records, you don't want to keep receipts like that, tires and if your car, transmission go out, or gasoline, the fuel and all that, then just claim the standard mile deduction. IRS is trying to make this as easy as possible so that you won't miss this deduction as a small business owner. Okay, so tell your tax preparer you either want to take the standard mile deduction, or if you want to keep track of every expense known to man on your vehicle that occurs with your vehicle that you use for business, let them know that you want to use actual expenses. Okay. Now, as far as the lease payment, there's another deduction that you can claim as a small business owner. It's called, let me make sure I mark this off as I go through this, business interest expense. Now, if you have a car note, and this is pertaining to cars, but there's other interests that you can write off. But as it relates to your vehicle, if you're financing your vehicle, you cannot write off the payment, but you can write off the interest. Okay? So that lease payment, the interest that comes with leasing the vehicle, or if you're buying the car outright and you're just financing it, the interest on that loan is what you can write off. I would tell you probably 80% of small business owners miss this deduction every single year because they don't know. And if you are renting a piece of, or if you buy a piece of equipment, you finance it, say it's, I don't know, let's see, if you're maybe you're in your carpet cleaning business and you have you bought those big carpet cleaners and they cost thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, and you finance it. You put it on your credit card. Hopefully it's a business credit card, but start where you are. That's a whole nother live stream, business credit. Y'all should get on that. And I've done a live stream about business credit before. Okay, so say you finance that big piece of carpet cleaning machine. It costs you hundreds of dollars. You can write off the interest on that loan, not the payment, but the interest. Y'all see where I'm going with this? So anything that you finance, equipment, machinery, cars, and you have an interest payment on top of that payment, write off the interest. And you could just call. I've had people come into my office and we're doing their taxes, and I get to the question, do you have any interest expense? They're like, what's that? So I explain. And they say, well, yeah, I'm financing such and such. I said, my car. I said, can you provide me how much interest you pay through the whole year while financing that vehicle that you use for business purposes? And so they get on the phone. I said, get on the phone. You can call them, or, have them send it out to you, or if they can tell you over the phone, we can take it over the phone, because, they'll send you out a statement. Now, not all finance companies send out the statement. Some of them do, and your interest amount for the year to date total for interest is on that document. But if you don't pick it up, or if it's not there, you can call them and ask them to give it to you over the phone if they will, or just email you or mail you a statement so that you can get it in your taxes. We prefer if they can just tell your phone, because we're in the middle of doing your taxes. So we can just roll on and we don't have to put the return on hold. But whatever turns out, just make sure you get that in if you care to do so. A lot of people don't care, and they're like, okay, well, I don't want to go through the motions of getting that information. And I'm like, okay, this is your tax return, not mine, but I'm just letting you know. Okay, so make sure you write that down. That was number 2. First one was vehicle expense, business vehicle expense deduction, and the second one was the interest, business interest expense. Number 3, travel. How many of you, and I know with COVID, we're not doing as much travel, but some of you may be traveling. You may drive instead of flying. Flights being canceled left and right these days. Business travel for business, only for business. So lodging is 100%. Meals, 100% write-off. Oh, this is a game changer. This is a game changer right here. So when Congress and the government updated that, a lot of people tracking their expenses. So if you go out and dine for business purposes, you're meeting a client. Remember, you've got to be with the client. If you're having, lunch or dinner, breakfast, whatever, and y'all talking business, you can write that whole meal off. And pay for theirs, so you can write the whole thing off. And you're going to pay for theirs anyway, because that's a nice, kind gesture, right? Especially if you're trying to do business with this individual. Pay for the meal. Be the big boss and pay for their food, okay? And travel. And I've done this before, y'all. I don't talk about nothing I've never done before. I've done this, and it's a beautiful thing. Your travel, air flight, if you're driving, get the mileage, your gas or whatever. Toll bridges, all that stuff, lodging, hotels, meals, everything, lodging and meals and travel, all that's 100% write off. So don't miss that if that's you and you're traveling for business. Okay. Let me mark that one off. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Business meals. I talked about that too. That's already, that I wrote that out separately. 100% deduction. They changed that. 100% deduction for 21 and 22. Tax year 21 and 22. So you can get that in, because we already do tax year 2021 taxes, right? So that's a game changer. I'm going to start going out more. I'm going to start eating. And I'm going to bring somebody with me and call it a business meeting over lunch. Okay, so and the alcohol is not included. Don't even try it. Ours is like, don't even try it. So some of y'all try to have that cocktail in the afternoon. Don't do it. Just report the meal. That's enough. Nikki says, yes, girlfriend. Is that you going out taking clients out to lunch? All right, we talked about that one. Okay, number 5, home office deduction. I hope you guys are getting this more now than ever because of COVID. A lot of small business owners have moved from their brick and mortar into the home. They've moved their business into the home. And so you have the opportunity to claim home office deduction. Don't miss that. Home office deduction. And what you need is to have the square feet of your office space, whether that's in the kitchen or at your dining room table, or in a small bedroom, or at a desk in your bedroom. What is that square footage of that space? Not the entire house, not the entire room, just the space. Okay, get that? And then the tax preparer is going to ask you for the square footage of your home. So then IRS puts that in a formula and calculates your allowance for the small office deduction. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? Yes, trips too. Trips too, Nikki. Yes, get on that plane or get in the car and go for it. Go for it. If you're meeting a client, say you want to fly to Florida, it's business meeting in Florida, but you're going to the beach when you get there. Remember, we're trying to write off the business trip. Go ahead and book your flight. You can deduct the air flight, ticket, the hotel, meals, right? All that. While you're down there on the beach, you're going to have your business meeting. Make sure you have it. If you're down there 5 days, make sure that you have a meeting every single day so you can write the entire trip off. In the evening, after you're in the afternoon or whatever, after the meeting, you're going to head to the beach. You can do that. You're there. You might as well go to the beach. Miami Beach, South Beach. I've been there before. It's so much fun. And them people don't know about COVID down there, but you make sure you keep yourself safe if you decide to do that. We're going to be in this for a minute. Okay. Let me catch up on this. Yes, all the coffee, honey. That's right. Yes, I have a home office. Okay, good, Nikki. Make sure that's in your tax return. Make sure your preparer gets that in there. Hi, Dee Dee. Dee Dee. She says, good, I'm ready to go to lunch and talk some business with you. That's right. But for real, think I need new accountant. Okay. Well, you know how to find me. Y'all know y'all can slide into my DM too. Instagram, there's a link in my profile. Just click on the link. You'll see a link tree at the top or somewhere in there. Just click on chat with the tax lady, something like that. I forgot how I titled it, but you'll know it when you see it. And that goes for y'all too over at Facebook. All right. Would you say new plane, Nikki? A new plane? Yes. Yeah, get on that airplane and write off that ticket. Wow, I didn't think about the office space part. That's right, girl. What happened to Instagram? Come back, Instagram. Okay, they back. All right, yes. Home. I've been writing off my home office. Well, when I was at home, and I have a brick and mortar now, but when I was running my business out of my home, yeah, you want to get that in every single year. Just that. Florida. That's right. Florida. I want to go to Florida. The Midwest is cold. We got our first snow here in Omaha, Nebraska, and I just don't like the cold. You said you'll fly first, Nikki? I know that's right. If I got to travel somewhere for I would say more than 6 hours, I'm flying. I don't care. I'm dropping the money. I do not care. I can't stand to be in the car that long. That 6 hours is long enough. That's pushing it. But if I can get there, in 6 hours, then I'm pretty good. But if it's longer than that, no, I will be flying. Guaranteed. Isa Bay says, what's your IG handle, Queen? It's real simple. It's my name, at Martine Corte. And I'll be telling folks, make your IG handle plain and simple. Not really like plain, but just make it simple, easy, so people can find you. It's just my name. Follow me on all social media platforms at Martine Corte. I love saying that. Well, hello. Dee Dee says, this Sarah Southern Comfort Foods just changed my name to middle name. Well, okay. So, Dee, that's easy. That's easy. I can find you. Are you on Instagram, Dee, like Dee as Dee? All right. Anyway. So make sure y'all Instagram names is easy for people to find you. I know people be trying to be creative and stuff, but simple is better sometimes. That's all I got to say. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6. Y'all keeping notes? Y'all keeping notes? Because I got my notes. Look at all this. I've been taking notes all week long to get prepared for this live stream. Because that's just what I do. Cell phone. Now I know y'all writing off y'all cell phones on y'all business taxes, right? Because this live stream is about 8 business tax deductions that small business owners miss every year. And I hope that you're not missing your cell phone, because we know these days you don't have a landline anymore. Who has a landline? Drop in the comments if you have a landline still working on, you might, I don't know. We haven't used our landline in I don't know how long. But let me know. Okay, so for as it relates to your cell phone, you can write off your cell phone itself if you bought that cell phone in that tax year. Okay, now listen to what I'm saying. I ain't saying that you can write it off every year. You're going to write off the whole amount. So you pay what? $300 for your cell phone. How much cell phones cost these days? $700. I think Sprint, which is now T-Mobile, and I'm not happy about that. They will let you finance it. So I like a $700 phone. It's just ridiculous. You got to finance a cell phone these days just to get the latest and greatest. All right. Yep, my cell phone is how I'm running my business. Thank you. I got a little sidetracked. Yes, everybody's using their cell phone now for business purposes. Nikki, she says, Lynn says, yep. And Nikki says, that's your y'all know I'm blind. Instagram handle. Okay. At CoachNikki.Sparkles. Okay, that's easy enough. Isa Bay says, I'm about to get me one. Okay, so if you're about to buy a new phone, Isa, and it is now 2022, you'll be able to write that off next year when we are doing 2022 tax returns. So next month we're working on 2021. So not only can you write off the phone itself, the cell phone, but what else can you write off related to your cell phone? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Isa Bay says, Nikki says, $1,000. You pay $1,000 for your cell phone? What? Is that how much? Or are you saying that's how much cell phones cost? Oh my Lord, it done went up. Last time I priced them, it was around $700 or something. Yes, DD. Your monthly bill. Yes, write that sucker off. Okay, so make sure that you're recording these expenses. Okay, so that when you get in front of your tax preparer, you won't forget to give them that information, your total of how much you pay for the actual monthly bill, cell phone bill, the service provider. Who's y'all service provider? Are y'all Sprint, going to T-Mobile, or what's up? Some other popular cell phone providers out there. I don't know. Yes, Nikki Taylor says insurance. If you are paying for insurance, because Lord forbid I drop my phone and it break, I better have that freaking insurance. I don't like paying it. I do not like paying that extra $20 for insurance, but I don't like to take chances. I got insurance all the way around. I got every kind of insurance because I just don't want to be caught up and something happened and I can't pay my way out. You know what I'm saying? So yes, the insurance, commercial policies. What do you mean by commercial policies? Is that one of the things you were thinking about? Sprint Mobile. Nikki, you have Sprint Mobile, T-Mobile. Okay. Boost and Verizon. Oh yeah, I forgot about Boost and Verizon. I haven't seen too many commercials. Outsourced labor. Y'all throwing out a lot of different expenses. Okay, so that's it for cell phones. Just make sure you're keeping track of that those things right there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Office, administration, and tech expenses is the next tax deduction, business tax deduction that small business owners miss every single year. Okay, office expenses, pens, paper, staples, staplers, staple pullers, everything that you would use in the office. How many work in the office? Everything that you use in the office and you have in your own business office can be written off. um, Nikki Nikki says, kids count, they are my employees. Okay, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Hold on for just a second. Okay, Dee says, can you hear me now? Was best commercial they had. I know, right? I loved it. I loved it. And once you caught on to that, I mean, you just remember that. I mean, that was like the best promo advertising that they could have done. I mean, that by far that was like the best out of everybody. All right. Expensive ink cartridges. Yes. Oh my God. And speaking of ink cartridges, if you buy an HP printer, they have a program, and I'm on the program because I hate buying those. I hate going out trying to get another cartridge, and I go through a lot of paper because I'm a notary, signing agent, so we have to print off all those documents if they're getting a loan or whatever twice, one for the bank, one for the client. So I hate going out, running out and getting ink cartridges. So uh, HP has this program where they can monitor your ink levels. And when they see it getting low, before you run out, they've already shipped another cartridge. And you pay for this plan depending on how many pages that you print on a monthly basis. And you would tell them they have different plans, and it has, okay, 1,000 pages or what, 500 pages. One plan might be 1,000. One might be a business office plan where you're printing more, like me, and you pick the plan. And I love it. I swear. And I think I'm paying like $50 a month, and I get it, according to how I print. So if I go over the pages in that program, they're going to charge me extra for those pages, which is could be very expensive. And I think that's how they make their money. But I just love, I don't have to ever worry about running out of ink because they're going to send you ink before you run out. So that's a game changer for those that are interested in something like that. HP, buy an HP printer and immediately connect with that program, get that program set up. Nikki says, yes, that's right. Nikki also says, I love it. You get a rollover. That's right. All right. So back, let me make sure I'm gonna try to remember your question, Nikki. But I want to finish this up. So we talked about the office expenses, the administrative expenses. Don't forget that. So it's office admin and tech expenses. So we're on the administrative expenses. So that's your accounting software. Those of you that are paying for QuickBooks, you can write that off under office expenses. Okay, this is all under the category office expenses. And speaking of categories, if you would like an introductory, I send this off out to people that ask for it, introductory, offer that I give to small business owners. I send out to you, I email out to you my business expense tracker form, free of charge. It has all the categories laid out for you. So all you got to do is plug in the totals. This is great. So when you go into your tax preparer, you just say, hey, I got all my expenses right here. Which ones do you need? We're going to go through all of them. And all they got to do is plug in the numbers. But it's like the best way to organize yourself. You need to go in there organize. I stopped allowing clients to come in and take up all my time, because when you come in and you don't have anything written out as far as your expenses, and you want to do it right there in front of me and take up my time, because time is money, right? I got clients waiting, right? So, but you need to really just take this to the next level and just be, serious and professional about this. You are a business owner. Don't run in like you don't know what you're doing. I'm not saying that you have to know what you're doing, but at least be organized. Have those expenses written out and totaled up. You're not going to sit there and total up everything. That is disrespectful to the tax preparer because it takes time. I had to educate a trucker. I was doing his taxes in the first year. He wants to come in with a shoebox full of receipts. And so back then I was taking the time. I said, okay, look, I'm gonna give you this. We're gonna sit down here and we're gonna add up these real quick, as fast as I can. But it was a lot of them. But from here on out, you're gonna come in with these already totaled. That's your responsibility, not mine. I'm not a bookkeeper. I am not a bookkeeper. I don't offer bookkeeping services. And you're the bookkeeper as a small business owner. So total up those things. Have them in the particular categories for your tax preparer, so they can just roll through there, so you don't spend hours and hours there in their office. It only should take like an hour to do a business return. If everything is done correctly, and organized correctly, it may go even faster than that. That's just my experience. But I just don't do that anymore, because it just takes up a lot of time. And I want to train small business owners to be a little bit more responsible with your expenses, and with the whole concept of preparation, tax preparation, and bookkeeping. A lot of you are sole proprietors, and so you're running this all by yourself. So your back office is also a part of running your business. Okay, I'm putting my coaching hat on real quick and educate y'all. So you need to know the ins and out of running the back office, which is the bookkeeping, the accounting, all that stuff, so that you can run and operate, and you know your numbers, right? You got to know whether you're making a profit or not. That part has to be done. If you can afford it, you can hire someone. But if you can't, most chances are at the beginning, you're not going to have that, you're not going to have funding, or money to pay for someone. You're going to do it yourself. But it's good to learn that, and then you can turn it over to somebody else once you start making money. All right. So coaching hat off, back to tax preparation. So make sure that you're writing off software, like if you're using QuickBooks, or you're paying for some other company to record all of your expenses and your income and all that stuff. If you're paying for that, you can write that off. Tech expenses. Now we know, as we all got computers and things like that in our office for our business. That software program that you're using to maybe collect payments, or if you are sending out invoices, if you're using a software program, you can write that software program off. For your computer, that malware, we're trying to protect our computers from viruses and things like that, right? Write that off as well. You guys got to keep track of all these expenses that you probably don't think of. And that's why I do this, to make sure you are capturing most of these expenses, small tax deductions, business tax deductions that small business owners miss every year. All right. Okay. So last one, startup and organizational costs. Startup. So this is more for small business owners that are just getting started. Carol Jean Pierre says, "Amen." Thank you, Queen. Lynn, you say you want that? Okay, I'll send it to you. Let me write your name down. Lynn wants the small business tracker expense form. Okay, got you. Expense form. Okay, small biz. All right, so Nikki, you wanted to? Okay, I'll send that to you too. That is courtesy of Advanced Tax. Trying to make sure y'all are organized, so it's not a nightmare to come and do your taxes. Because truth be told, there's still a lot of small business owners that don't file taxes, and it's just more because they're afraid, they don't know where to start. It's intimidating to them, and they just, sometimes it's just neglect. I just didn't file. I'm out here making money. I'm out here hustling. But if you really are serious about your business, you want to be set up, and that's just kind of the thing I was talking about with that business audit. We make sure that you have everything in place so that you can run your business properly. Lynn says, "Thanks, ma'am." You are welcome. Okay, so the last one I want to talk about today, startup and organizational costs. So if you are a new business and you're, let's see, if you're starting to get everything in place because you want to start this business, and say it's November or October, November, December, somewhere around there, halfway through the year. But you're not going to launch until next year, but you're starting to get things set up. You're paying for things. Maybe you have a brick and mortar, and you pay for signage that's going to go up on the building. You're buying furniture and you're getting it in. You're getting Cox cable out there, whoever cable provider is. You're doing all these things to get set up. So on day one, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. But you don't really start the actual operation of your business until the next year. So say this happened to you September of this year we just ended, 2021, but you're not really going to get set up until January this year. Maybe in a couple of weeks, you're going to open your doors for the first time. Okay, but you have all these expenses that you've already, put in. Guess what? You get to write off what we call startup expenses. IRS will let you roll that over into the following year when you actually are in operation. Okay, they will let you do that up to $5,000. And we know we dump a lot of money in our businesses, right? Especially if you got a brick and mortar. You got the rent. They might want the first and last month. They might want a deposit. Whatever the case may be. Any startup costs, so that you can be up and running on day one, you can write off. And then organizational costs up to $5,000. That's separate from startup, where if you're paying an attorney to get your business registered with the Secretary of State, and you've got some legal things you got to handle to be up to par, depending on the industry of the business, you can write that off too at up to $5,000. So a lot of people don't know about that. But remember, when you're writing off expenses, it's for the year that occurred. But here's the exception: the startup costs and organizational fees to get started. That if that occurs in the prior year, you can write that off in that next tax year that you open up your doors. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. Commercial license too. That's right. Any license that you pay for, Miss Carol Jean-Pierre, as it relates to your business, if you are a professional, you have to be licensed. Say you're a nurse or something, or you're a realtor, and you have to pay all those fees to get started. Realtors fees, particular license, cosmetology, or you're doing hair. Y'all know y'all got a gang of licenses y'all got to keep up, right? And classes and all that, credits and all that. Carol Jean-Pierre says, I pay 2 insurances for the business. Yes. So business insurance can be written off as well. Okay. I didn't talk about that because we have what's called, so I'm going to make this 9 small business deductions small business owners miss every year. All ordinary and necessary expenses. So that's where that will fall into, those business licenses or insurance licenses. IRS will allow you to write off anything in your business that's business related that you need to have in your business to run it effectively. Ordinary and necessary, something that's common and that's needed. Okay, you can write off. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Ordinary and necessary expenses. So anything that falls in that category that's common and that is needed to run your business can be written off as a tax write-off business deduction. DD says you can only file your insurances and licenses in startup or no. If you pay for it prior to you starting your business, that will be considered startup. But then if it's a regular occurrence, say do you pay it every year? I don't know. I don't have a special license that I have to pay for. Well, I do as a tax preparer. So that's every year. We pay a fee to update our PIN number with the IRS so that we're registered there. So if it occurs every year, then after that, yes, you're going to claim that as a part of your ordinary or necessary expenses or under licenses. Put it in that category. Every year you can claim that. But startup means something that you pay prior to you opening your doors. You can roll that over. Okay, and organizational expenses, registering your business, things like that to get you set up and squared away. Does that help, Dee Dee? Carol Jean-Pierre says, hey. I'm telling you, you got to own a business to get all of this write-off. I'm telling you, it's the next best thing to slice bread, y'all. Dee says, I pay yearly for catering license. Yes, you're going to write that off every single year. Don't miss that. That's a part of your upkeep for your business. You have to be licensed. You're dealing with food and stuff. So you are governed by the health department, right? Am I right? Or am I right? So they're going to charge you every year to keep that license up. I don't know, do they come out and check you and all that good stuff? But you're governed by the state. So you have to follow their rules. Dee says, okay, great. Yes. Lynn says, car bought for your business use and all expenses related. Now that goes back to we were talking about vehicle expense deduction. So if you're going to buy a car the year before, is it business under the business name? Because there's a difference under the business name as far as rolling it over to next year. There's a difference. Is it in your business name, or are we talking about a personal vehicle that you will use for business? Because if it is bought in that year and it's bought in the business name, you write it off in that year. Okay? And then you can carry over what we call depreciation. You can depreciate the wear and tear of the vehicle throughout the life of the vehicle. Okay? Or if it's a vehicle that's, and I don't want to get too far into this because this is like a whole nother live stream when it talks about vehicle deduction. But if it's over 6,000 pounds, they have a bonus depreciation, what they call bonus depreciation, IRS does, and you can write the whole freaking vehicle off. So you just had a tax-free vehicle. And most of the time, those are your trucks, your SUVs and things like that. Okay, y'all trying to write off a Wraith or something? You're trying to write off a Lamborghini? What we trying to write off? You can write the whole freaking thing off if you want to. Okay, you said in your name. Okay, so if you're going to buy a vehicle in your name, then when are you going to start using it for a business vehicle? So if you buy it the year before, say you bought the car in December, you got a car for Christmas, this past Christmas, and you're going to use it for business. Did you start right away using it, or are you going to use it in January or the next following year? So you can claim that vehicle as far as business use when you start. It's a new vehicle. We're talking about she's buying a new vehicle. And so one of the questions that come up in the software is that it's going to ask, when did you start using, it's going to ask you, is the car new? We can write, you can get credit for a new vehicle on your personal side. But for business purposes, since you're using the same vehicle for personal and business, it's going to ask you, when did you start using the vehicle for business purposes? If it's right away, then you're going to start claiming it that particular tax year. If it's not until next year, you just got it for Christmas, you bought a new car for Christmas and you're going to use it next year, then you start claiming it in the year that you start using it for business purposes. Does that make sense? So it depends on when you're going to use it. But it's not like a carryover situation like that when you bought it in your name and not the business name. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Dee says, okay, wait. So the food truck was paid for this year. Does that mean I can write it off? Okay, Dee, you paid, you said was paid for this year. You mean you bought it or you paid it off? You paid it off? Remember, we're talking for tax purposes, you're able to claim, if you're financing it, you can claim the interest on the loan. If you're using the food truck for business, you bought a food truck, you can write it off in the year that you bought it. This food truck, I'm assuming it's going to be over 6,000 pounds. So you could actually write that whole thing off. Okay. Under the bonus depreciation. So let me know what you're saying. You bought it or you paid it off. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, Lynn says, let me jump on Lynn's question. I bought 2020 and got bulk write off last year. Can I get the remaining amount written off this year? That's right. So if you don't write off, or when I say write off, we're talking about depreciation. Vehicles, the use of the vehicle, that's depreciated over time. Um, so for vehicles, it could be like 8 years. We could write that off. Um, as long as you're still using that same vehicle over these years, you write off the wear and tear, the use of the vehicle over some time. It's a tax strategy. That's why we depreciate it over time instead of writing the whole thing off. I mean, you can write the whole thing off, but if you want to leverage the tax strategy and reduce your tax liability over time, so say you always owe, you're making a lot of money and you always owe, you buy a vehicle, you can depreciate it over time so that you can use that write-off every single year to kind of leverage that tax liability and bring it down. Does that make sense, everybody? Or you can write the whole thing off. It's you balling out here and you making a whole lot of money and you can, buy a vehicle and write the whole thing off, and you okay with as far as the taxes that you owe and all that kind of stuff, then yes, you can do that. So you're going to follow the IRS guidelines and let your tax preparer help you with that, but it can be done. So you're either going to depreciate the vehicle over time or you're going to write it all off in one fell swoop. And that also goes for equipment that you buy for your business, furniture that you buy for your business. You can even depreciate computers and printers, things like that. I'm not going to go more in detail because that was another tax deduction. People forget about, office furniture, stuff like that, desks, file cabinets, But anyway, I don't want to get too technical. Let's see. No, I bought from personal, not finance. Oh, you bought it from first, so you just bought it flat out. Okay. Well, you write off that vehicle. Was it in the business name or your personal name? You can write that off on the personal side if you bought it. You guys know you get like this credit for buying a vehicle on your personal side. This is just not related to business, but on the personal side, if you buy a vehicle, that's a big ticket item. If you buy a boat, you can get credit for the taxes paid on those vehicles. Hold on. Lynn says the bank wouldn't give the loan in my business name. Aha. So you tried it. You tried it. Okay, so there's one thing about business credit. I'll say this real quick too. I wasn't going to talk about it tonight. Business credit is a whole nother ball game. If you're trying to buy a vehicle, everybody trying to buy a vehicle and put in their business name. That's the thing now. I want to buy it in my business name. But there's foundations to this game, this business credit game. And I've talked about that. I even have a course out there for sale that teaches business credit. But there's steps to that. Unless you're going to leverage your social security number, you will not be able to roll right up in there and get a vehicle in the business name. Okay. If you don't have any business credit established, it's going to be difficult to do. But like I said, it can be done if you're going to give them your social. But if you're trying to write off of your EIN, you're just trying to ride on that alone. Because what we talk about over here is getting business credit, getting things that we need for our business. No PG, no personal guarantee. We're solely using our EIN, and that's it. That's all she wrote. So if you're trying to just use your EIN to get a business vehicle in the business name, then there are steps to this. You got to start off with the foundation, the first level. There's like 4 or 5 levels until you get to the vehicles. Okay, so you got to start off with your net 30 vendors. And I'm not going to get into the whole training of business credit, but I have a course out there if you want it. Okay, let's see. Did I read this question already? What if I bought, DD says, what if I bought a business name, bought in business name April 21, but not using until this year? You bought what, vehicle in the business name, or what are you talking about? Remember, IRS is going to ask you, when did you start using the vehicle for business? So remember that. If you have this question, when do I start claiming? It's when did you start using the vehicle for business? Plain and simple. Okay. They're going to track. They're going to give you mileage and things like that. But if you want to say you wanted to buy, you bought the vehicle. I'm assuming. Let me see. Did you answer yet? Business name. Okay, so you bought it in your business name. Then you can write that off in the year that you bought the vehicle. You should be claiming that. If you bought a vehicle in the business name, then you should be claiming that in that year. A lot of big companies, big companies buy a fleet of vehicles. They do that on purpose because they can write that whole thing off, each and every vehicle that year, if they want to. They need all these vehicles for their executives, whoever's driving the vehicles, their drivers or whatever. And that's the strategy that they use. That's why they do that. They can write them off, and it's like a tax-free vehicle. It's the game. When you're a business owner, you can do some things. And if you're a big boss, you can do even more. That's why I say start a business. You can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things. No, I bought from person. Okay, I read that one. Okay, I'll take the course. Okay, Lynn. Let's see, just making sure. Okay, thanks. So, you guys have any more questions? I'm gonna get on off of here. It's 9:55. So I hope this helped you all kind of understand some of the things that you can write off. It's a long list. IRS.gov, you can go there for lists of things that you can write off. I probably didn't cover half of them, but there's so many. This is a tax game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just be clear about this. Okay, this is for the people that want to play the game. All right, so if you want to leverage these tax strategies, they are out here for you. The rich get richer because they know how to play the game. It's no secret. It's not a secret. And so we can't sit up here and get mad at them for, not owing taxes, right? People get mad at Trump because he don't pay taxes, but he know how to play the game. It's a game. That's all. It's just a big game. And if you in it to win it, you're going to learn. You're going to educate yourself about all of these tax, deductions that is available to you as a small business owner. For sure. Yes, Lynn. For sure. You got to learn how to play the game. If you're going to jump in Monopoly, you got to know how to play it if you want to win, right? If you don't want to win, you don't care to learn the game. You just playing for fun. But if y'all out here to win and win big, then you got to learn how to play the game. Keep following me. I'm going to bring the game as much as I can to y'all every Tuesday for Tax Talk Tuesday. But you can go out there and educate yourself. Where do I go? IRS.gov. It's been out there for years. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. I don't know how else to tell you. But again, that's all I have for tonight. Thank y'all so much for coming in live stream. I know y'all the ones, y'all the bosses, y'all the big bosses. Y'all want to learn this stuff. And so we're getting ready for tax season. I'm going to come out here every Tuesday for Tax Talk Tuesday throughout the tax year. I'm going to be updating y'all on things that are coming up. That's new. There's always new things in the tax year, the new tax year. So, and also those things are listed on irs.gov. New in 22 that you should know. That's what they always title it. Carol Jean-Pierre says, can you email me that org chart or org expense? Okay, business expense deduction form. Yes, I can. Let me write your name down too. So just drop a comment if you guys want it. I got Lynn, Nikki, and Carol. So again, I'm going to be coming out here. I'm going to be letting y'all know what's new. Those of you that have that qualify for child tax credit and you've been getting your payments every month since July, I was going to say this year, since July 2021, you will be claiming the other 6 months on your 2021 tax year. So in February, whenever you do your taxes, you're going to be claiming the other 6 months of that advanced child tax credit. Okay, because they were only able to give it to you from July to December, because remember that was a new thing and they're just trying to put money into people's pockets because of COVID. People lost their job and it's just crazy out here. We need more money, right? We need more money now. So they came up with a plan to start giving those that qualify for a child tax credit, they're going to give it to you in advance. So it's a year long. So guess what? You're going to be claiming the other 6 months coming up. So you won't get the full like you've been getting. So, your refund may be a little lower. But I hope y'all been enjoying that money. I hope it helped you all. Because remember, it's the tax credit, child tax credit for children under, let me see if I can remember, under 5 or under 6 is $350, and then older kids is 300, something like that. I can't remember. And I don't have any kids, so I ain't getting them checks. But for those that are, remember when you get in front of your tax preparer in February next month, you're going to claim the other 6 months. Okay, the plan is the government saying that they want to keep that permanent, so it may be a monthly thing after this year. I don't know. IRS, they change things midstream, so right now they're working on what they're going to do. So we don't know what's going to be, but you're going to claim that other 6 months coming in February. Carol Jean-Pierre says, thank you, beautiful. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate you. She says, I'll claim Alex still. Okay, good. So I'm going to keep you all up to date on things like that, the advanced child tax credit, other things that should be coming along the pipe. Maybe there'll be another stimulus. I don't know. But remember last year, I was keeping y'all up to date. I said, you should have the first stimulus. You should have the second stimulus and the third one. So I'm going to help you stay abreast on those kind of things that's going to help y'all get more money on your tax return. So I'm going to kind of help you all with that. So just join me every Tuesday for Tax Talk Tuesday. This is my world right now, right? This is tax season. Taxpayer preparers, we look forward to this time. And so I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I uncover every tax deduction that you deserve, that you qualify for. Okay. And those of you that are interested in the tax audit, just let me know. Send me a message. That's business tax audit. That's $49.99. Just let me know if you want that as well. Okay. All right. Lynn says, appreciate you always, Queen. Thank you, ma'am. Nikki says, thank you. You are so welcome. I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming in, you guys. Until next time, let's get them taxes ready to go so we can make some money. All right, y'all take care and God bless y'all. And I'll see you next Tuesday. And you might see me Thursday for Side Hustle Night School. We'll see how much energy I have. All right. It kind of takes a backseat during tax season. So we'll see. I'll try to come out as much as I can. And follow me in my stories because I send you updates too regarding taxes up in there until we meet again. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.